The last Furiosa movie is actually pretty great. It's called Mad Max Fury Road. Does this prequel live up to the last's high standards?
I'm gonna save you the time. No.
No what?
It's not worth it.
What?
Me dormí a la verga, güey. Me aburrió.
What?
I got you for a second right there.
Oh, I knew you were going to do that. But you said you fell asleep, so I believed the falling asleep part.
That's why I said it.
And you're the type of crazy that would fall asleep to this movie. It's like one of the loudest movies this year by far.
I think it is the loudest one.
Yeah, we've actually done the original Mad Max trilogy. We had not really seen it with our adult eyes, and I'll leave that down linked in the description for you to go check that out. I'm a lover of Fury Road. I love that movie. That's like a great, perfect movie going experience. So when this was announced, I was kind of like, okay. I trusted Miller.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, okay, why are we going to Furiosa? It's a Mad Max. Like, it was a lot of questions.
I was kind of iffy because I was like, oh, well, why do we need a prequel about a character that I kind of disliked? I was, well, you're not that endearing, but damn, I was pleasantly surprised. Yes, I liked the movie.
Pleasantly surprised? You didn't have those high expectations going in?
No.
I did.
This is gonna be just a cash grab. It's gonna be, it's gonna have explosions. It's gonna have something, but and when I saw the runtime, 2 hours and 22 minutes.
I was down for every second of it.
The only gripes I have with this movie, to tell you the truth, are physics based. But even that is just splitting the split hair, and the whole movie was a ride, to say the least. I did not mind the character, the time progression. I did not mind a lot of things that happened throughout the movie. I was like, man, I want to know more. I want to see. I want to give me. I want some high octane fuel down my gullet.
To me, this movie's so good that it proves that movies today suck. Because you compare this to everything else, you're like, what are we doing? What's going on? This is the peak of storytelling, man. With
such a bare bones script.
Bro, what's my motto when it comes to action movies? Just do cool shit. If you're writing something and you're stuck, do cool shit. And Miller's like, okay, I'm gonna do cool shit. Then I'm just gonna keep doing cooler shit as the movie goes along. And I'm just gonna wrap it all in a great story, and I'm gonna let things simmer. We see basically her whole life almost. She starts as a child, and then we stay. I thought, what movies do today. Oh, she's a child, something traumatic, y tan. That whole part with the child goes well into the second act, and I'm like, are we ever gonna see Anya in this thing or what? And it's like it's split into half and half. And because he did that, it has things that develop later on in the movie have a more impactful connection, and everything matters. The world building in this thing is top notch. It was top notch from the Gibson trilogy. You can see his vision, what he was trying to communicate through screen, George Miller, and then all these years later with such a high budget and a studio backing his creativity, you can see what all this is like in his brain, and he's trying to get it out, right? It's ever evolving. You keep getting insights to that world, how things are done, their customs, their technology. I just wanted to spend as much time as I possibly could in that post-apocalyptic Straya, and I'm at the point where it doesn't matter with who. I don't need Max. It could be somebody else. They proved it with this. It's just world building at its finest,
The environment tells you almost the whole story, and when you get the characters talking, they're just talking shit from the immediate present and for the immediate future. Their info dump is, yo, I'm gonna beat your ass just because you control this. Yeah. That's about it.
Miller has a great way of making every character feel important, even like the bad guy randos all the way at the end of a giant scene with thousands of guys on motorcycles, because they all look different. So it makes it feel real. They're not wearing a uniform except for the
war boys.
Yeah, the baldy albinos. But even them, each guy, you can see his personality almost.
Each war boy that does something on screen, not just stand around.
Mm-hmm.
He's named. Every war boy's named, even though we don't get it explained or in depth in the movie.
No, it just enhances the lore by the simple fact that he took time to give a war boy who might not even have a line in the movie a name.
Yeah, exactly.
The heroes are ladies, but the way that they're portrayed, it doesn't matter, man. Like the ladies were badass. There's really only two, if I'm right. There's only two that are like fighting.
The mom, the Thor's wife, and
yeah, she's
Anya.
barely in it. Yeah.
Yo, did you catch that she was two people?
No.
I mean, she's in the beginning of the movie, and I thought I saw her. There's a girl with like a nightgown. I think that's her, the one that has a f***ed up face.
Yeah.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, I'm looking at the IMDb. She's Vuvalini General, which is probably the girl, and then Mr. Norton, that's the name of the lady.
Simon.
I didn't recognize her.
Good job with the f***ed up face. But even though she's a badass, she gets her ass handed to her. She's not perfect. She gets beaten. You get it.
There's flaws to her. She don't choke anybody out. She don't punch,
No.
dude.
She keeps to her strengths.
Yeah.
Get a person with her strengths and with her flaws, present it in a situation, and make it cool. And they nailed it.
They nailed it. It does help that she's going up against Hemsworth as a villain. I went to go see this movie with my dad, and he was like, I don't know about Hemsworth, man. I don't like him. He's just Thor. And he won him over. He was like, damn, he did a good job.
So I gotta come clean with something.
What?
So I watched it in Spanish.
Still.
Yeah, that was the only showing that was at 7. The other ones were later.
That's so sad. So you're literally watching my Uncle Hector on screen.
Yeah.
He looks just like my tío. Boy. That's fucked up.
I know. I knew somebody with that nose.
Yeah, it was my uncle.
Yeah.
Shoutouts.
And I just saw him, but I never heard him. And I was like,
that was the best part.
God, I know.
Because he's using his Aussie accent.
He's using it?
Oh, yes. I'm sure that his villainy was probably translated no matter what language he was using.
He didn't even have to talk.
Oh, yeah. There's a close-up of his face for a very long time, and he's like acting the hell out of it.
With that moment, I saw a bunch of people fighting for control.
That's like fantastic acting, and we've talked about this before when you can hear and feel what the actor is saying without saying anything. It's all body language. It's all facial movements. And even though he's got who knows how many prosthetics on his face, but he conveys that and does a really good job. It's been a very great year for villains. Oh, yeah. And we still got a movie based on one of the best of all time later to come. So
the villain year.
Austin Butler in Dune was great.
Oh,
El Chango Proximus was great. I think it was Proximus I talked about in the last review.
Proximus Caesar.
He was great. And now we got Chris Hemsworth, who was also great.
But yeah, I felt Hemsworth was at his peak at that moment, the face part.
Yeah, he did a great job. It helps that the movie looks gorgeous, like those colors, everything pops.
Yes.
The pace is blistering but not exhausting.
I'm really, really struggling to find a moment where the movie drags.
Well, it's because it's action and then 2 seconds of speech, and then even sometimes
more action.
Yeah, and even sometimes the dialogue gets interrupted by action. I would say 80% of this movie, it's nonstop action, heart-pounding action, all the cheesy sentences that you put on posters in the 90s. That's this movie right here, man. It didn't stop. But usually when that happens, you're like, all right, I need a break. But no, yeah, I didn't. I was like, I was there. I was paying attention. I was engaged. It grabbed me and never let go.
The not so good part is sometimes the CGI looks a bit shoddy.
Like when bodies are flying around?
The bikes start and stop movement. It looks so choppy in some scenes that's what took me off a little bit. But other than that, I love this movie. I really, really, really love this movie.
I don't think that there is a popular or memeable moment for it, like there was for Fury Road. Everybody was quoting Homeboy, everything he's saying, and like just Max being there with the mask. That's memeable. That's memorable. As much as this movie is amazing, I don't know a specific line or stunt that people are gonna be like, I remember, because even like the crazy that's playing the guitar with the fire in the first one.
Oh, the one.
You remember that fool?
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think there's much like that in this one. There's not a standout. I'm saying like memorable images that just stick with you. I don't think this movie has many of that, but I remember the movie as a whole being a hell of a ride, being a hell of a good time. That's what I take away with that. This movie It's fun. It's an action movie. It's a blockbuster. It's all the positive things that I can possibly think of. I liked it, and I like that it there's like no gaps really. Spoiler alert, kinda. I mean, you kind of know what the hell's going on from the last movie. It leads literally straight into Fury Road to the point where it recaps it. Right? I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't a fan of that.
You didn't like that?
No.
Why? Because Anya doesn't look nothing at all like Charlize, or what?
Exactly. Like if it leads exactly to that point, no, I didn't like it.
You wanted more time to pass?
Yeah.
To me, this is my favorite movie of the year so far. Do you think this is better or worse or the same as Fury Road?
I think Fury Road is better.
I would put this the same or maybe a tad. Maybe I was just hyped. I felt coming out that it was a tad better because of how much action and how much actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
I was stoked in that regard. It doesn't stop going. It's always pew pews, boom booms, putas. Something's going on every 15 minutes. You rarely get any lulls, and I love that part. You know, they're not wasting my time with, oh, look at this beautiful thing for 15 minutes. No, bro, let's go. We're gonna kill people. We're gonna raise motherfuckers. We're gonna chase all this other stuff. The worst thing I've heard of this movie is that it's okay.
That's the worst?
Yeah, and I highly disagree with that because it bleeds into Fury Road. It leaves us kind of the same, right? With the same result. Where do you think they go from here? Do you want more Furiosa? Do you want another character?
No, I want something different. With this one, we got enough of Furiosa.
Like an Immortan Joe prequel would be sick.
That would be cool.
How did he get to be that? So, but if we're not going to tackle any of these characters from Fury Road, just give me another Mad Max movie and start all over. Give me another adventure and then pick another interesting character from that adventure and give me their story and just keep doing that until George Miller dies if he wants to. And you can tell that the studio just let him do what he wanted to do and empowered the creator instead of putting barriers and making it more difficult for them. And when that happens, the movies are successes, man. I would want to see another Mad Max movie. Just any other adventure for the Mad Max world. I'm 100% down. This movie left me thirsty for more. If this video left you thirsty for more, I'm going to leave the Mad Max trilogy that we did for the list around here somewhere. Make sure you let us know down in the comments what are your thoughts on Furiosa, if you've seen it, of the Mad Max whole series, anything at all Mad Max, let us know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to always and forever, you do you.
Bye.